Let's talk about the greatest zombie movie of the 1980s. I'm talking about The Return of the Living Dead from 1985. I love this movie. I was doing some editing earlier for what I thought was one of the best scenes, and I noticed a hilarious Easter egg I never noticed. But you know, it kind of helps when you can stop the video, right? Now, before I get into this Easter egg, I gotta tell you that I was a part of a focus type of group for this movie. I was about 16, and I was going into the Smithtown Mall on Long Island, and I was asked to watch a few scenes and answer some questions. And I got paid like $10. So, hey, $10 when you're 16 in the mid-80s? That's a full tank of gas and you know, maybe a Taco Bell, right? I watched a bunch of scenes and answered some questions. So, hey, pretty cool. So when I saw the commercials come out, when I saw the trailer for this, I knew I had to see this movie because, hey, how can you go wrong? Punk rock plus zombies, right? Am I right?
Did you see that movie, Night of the Living Dead? Sure. They ship those bodies. Well, I hope.
Now, this movie is practically perfect. Every scene is great and pushes the story forward. The casting, everything. The music, wow, music. So, you know, and Bert, who is played by Clu Gulager, I think, you know, it's because he was in the TV show The Virginian. For some reason, it makes this role with him even funnier, knowing that. But why, I don't know. But it's funny. And then, of course, James Karen, who I remember as the Pathmark guy.
Look for this circular in Sunday's paper for super coupon bonanza savings like these.
He was also in, well, he's been in a lot of movies, but he was also in Poltergeist.
You afraid of burglars, or you're trying to attract every insect in quest of Verde, huh?
This has got to be his funniest performance, like, ever.
Boy, if you like this job! Like this job! Think! We gotta call the cops! No, you don't want to call the cops? You know what the cops will do to this company? Who cares about the company? Well, think of our rep.
But I need to point out the guy who played Freddy, Tom Matthews. He's got an interesting connection to Friday the 13th, Part 6, which is also a fantastic mid-80s movie. I think it was the movie he made next in 1986. In Return of the Living Dead, he has a small part in the reanimation of the zombies. In Friday the 13th Part 6, though, this dumbass is directly responsible for resurrecting Jason. So, yeah, interesting connection there. And I gotta say, as someone who grew up watching Welcome Back, Kotter, it was cool to see Horshack get killed by Jason. So I gotta, yeah, it's props to Jason for that one. But this is such a great movie, Return of the Living Dead. I love this movie. I have to do an entire review because it's such a great movie. I need to do a whole video just about that. But for now, I will say I think it's the single best zombie reveal with probably the all-time best zombie, and that is Tarman. Jeez, that is so cool. And I love running gags, and this movie has one I you know, it's really funny. And it's the scene where the paramedics are killed, and we get this.
I'm in dispatch. Send more paramedics.
Right? And so, along that same line, after the cops are killed, now we get...
Send more cops.
But there were two really great additions added to the zombie canon that this movie had. First, the zombies could actually talk, which really ratcheted up the terror.
Brains.
Brains only.
Yes.
Why?
The pain.
And if that wasn't enough, they turned it up to 11.
These go to 11.
By making it so that the headshots didn't stop them. So now getting to the Easter egg, I noticed in this scene the handwritten eye test chart, and I always remembered the one from Woody Woodpecker because as a kid I thought it was hilarious, so I've always remembered it. So it's where he goes to get his driver's license, and he has to well, you can see.
I can't see a thing.
So when I was editing the video of this scene earlier, I noticed the eye chart, the handwritten eye chart. And so I stopped the video, I blew it up, and I was really surprised to see, you know, again, this is a comedy, so it's not a surprise you get something funny in here. So remember, Bert is the owner of the company and that Freddy and Frank work at. And the sign says, Bert is a slave driver and a cheap son of a bitch who's going bald too. Ha ha. Now, come on, that's funny.
All funny.
And I do, it's even funny when you consider Bert's not actually going bald. The ha ha at the end, that was a real juvenile touch there. So being juvenile myself, I really do appreciate that. So that's the Easter egg that I found. And I don't think the name of the company, Unita, I don't think that's much of an Easter egg. It's certainly not funny. It's certainly not Bert is a cheap son of a bitch funny. No. Now, if you haven't seen Return of the Living Dead, do so like right away. And if you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again real soon, especially since Halloween is coming up.
We have a little problem.